All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome, and yeah, thank you guys for coming in on this Saturday morning, man. And this impromptu stream, I forgot to put it up last night to kind of let you guys know that I was going to show up on Saturday, a little bit after my birthday. And shout out to, and talk about birthdays, man. Shout out to you guys that actually showed up for the birthday stream. And just participating overall, man. I really do appreciate the love, the birthday love, the super chats and everything. I really do appreciate it. It doesn't go unnoticed, man. I promise you, like the people that participated on Thursday night, I'm definitely gonna help you guys out whenever you guys need it, right? That's how we have a great YouTube community. Okay. Without further ado, man, I wanted to kind of create this stream and make it about some apps that people may or may not know about, right? Because, us frequent travelers, we have our apps that we are kind of like pigeonholed into, and we don't know that there may be alternatives to these applications that we use on an everyday basis, right? Google Maps, Google Flights, Google Translate. Google is owning everything. So I'm here to show you like different alternatives that you may or may not know of that may not be Google when it comes to apps for travelers, and that may be helpful to you. So let's go ahead and get on. Well, I'm going to split it into sections actually. So the first section is going to be trip planning apps. Navigation is going to be the second portion. The third portion is language and communication tools. Fourth is accommodation finders. And 5 is travel finance and budgeting. And lastly, or second to last, is local experience boosters. So finding like those hole in the wall spots, those hidden places that, Google's not going to tell you about. I'm going to show you apps that will tell you. And lastly, possibly the most important, is safety and emergency tools. So if worst comes to worst, is if S hits the fan, you need to be able to find help and get assistance. So I'm going to show you guys the apps that will actually facilitate this and help you guys out when you're abroad. So we can get started with Okay, we can get started with the first app, and it is a portion of the trip planning. And it's, I know I said not Google, right? But Google Flights. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Nope, that's Maps. Here we go. Here's Google Flights. And this is, I use this quite often just as a comparison tool. You guys know that my usual apps are Momondo. I'll show you guys Momondo as well. Momondo.com. And I put in the same flights from either Vegas or LA to wherever I need to travel, whether it's domestically or internationally. I just compare using different applications or different websites. And Momondo has a application, so does Google Flights. So you guys can download that as well on your phone. And this is just an additional comparison tool for you guys to use if you're looking at flights. And let's see if they give us the same price. So we're going from Vegas to let's go to Miami, man. let's go meet Will Smith in Miami, and let's leave today. It's the 5th of April, and come back on the 6th. So I'm just doing this for example. This is a round trip in economy, and I'm going to set the same thing for Momondo, because this is how you do comparisons in real life. So you have like a place you want to visit, and you want to find the most affordable flight within reason to go there. And these are the tools that are going to help you guys. So let's look at Google Flights first. So they have some of the best priced, I think. No, other departing flights. Okay, they got Southwest. When did they add Southwest on here? Because Southwest typically is never on like those search engine websites. Okay, so they have the cheapest flight, or the most affordable flight, is Southwest for $469, and then nonstop is $508 with American. So let's see if Momondo has those same results. So it's the same price. And it looks like they don't have Southwest as an option here. So that's why, in my opinion, Google Flights is probably going to be superior. But you still want to use like different websites, different sources in order to search for flights so you can find the best price for your flight. Because odds are there are times where different websites are going to give you different prices for the same exact flight itinerary. And you definitely want to search for that as well. Gotta get the counter up for YouTube viewers. All right. So along with that, I have some other websites as well that you guys may or may not know about. So the next one is Skyscanner. So Skyscanner is very comparable to Google Flights, and that's going to give you very similar results, like eerily similar results. Okay. And then we have another one, not widely used. When it first came out, it was extremely popular, but it's kind of faded off into the sunset. It's Hopper. If you guys have ever heard of Hopper, I had the app when it first came out, but it wasn't that good. And that's when I decided to go with this website. If you're traveling domestically, I always search skip lagged. So for instance, if I'm going to Miami, and I'll tell you guys how it works if you've never heard about it. I'll set the same exact itinerary as the other websites. And what it does here, hopefully, so here you guys can see that they have the skip lagged rate here. So skip lagging. What that essentially means is that you book your flight with American and you book it from Vegas to Jacksonville. I'll see if I can increase it for you guys. You book your itinerary from Vegas to Jacksonville for $484. And what you do not check your bags, but bring your bags with you, and you can get off in Miami and skip the part going from Miami to Jacksonville, and you can save, what is that, 40, 50 bucks for the same flight, bro. Look at this. It's the same flight. You're saving 40 bucks, $39, right? And compared to the other itineraries that were like 508 here for American, you get those same flights for $484, which is crazy. So this is why I always compare. I never go with a singular website or a singular source when searching for flights. I use multiple so I can get the best flight deals. So I don't know if my head is blocking the price, but y'all can see it, right? $484. Okay. So with the trip planning done, and hopefully you guys will be able to utilize those sources, I want to go to navigation and maps. So let's see. 1 second. I gotta make sure I can hear the music a little bit. Where is the music? My fault, guys. Give me 1 second. Okay. I think we're good. Okay. Now with this next one, we all know this, right? Everyone, I think on Earth pretty much has used Google Maps, right? Don't want to dox my location, so I have to get rid of it. But Google Maps, you can load it on your phone. And from what I believe, you can actually download the maps offline. So even if you travel to a different country where you don't have cellular connectivity, you can still navigate the city using Google Maps. If you have an iPhone, I know for sure you can use Apple Maps to download maps offline, so you can use it if you have no cellular connectivity or you have poor cellular connectivity. So that's an alternative, I guess. It's okay. But let me look at some alternatives real quick. So it's maps.me. Maps.me. Let's see. Does it still exist? Bruh. Hey, listen, man. I wasn't even planning to talk about maps.me. It's like an old school thing. So City Mapper is the other one. Hopefully it comes up too, right? Cool. City Mapper. It's okay. it was a recommendation by a buddy of mine. I'm like, he uses it, so I wanted to use it, and honestly, it's a low key useless, but I have to mention it, right? I have to mention it as an alternative to Google Maps. If some people don't want to use Google, this is an alternative. So City Mapper is an alternative to Google, and everybody knows maps. If you need like directions, like just go to the Google Maps app or City Mapper. Use that stuff if you want to. I like to use Apple Maps for some strange reason. Am I weird for using Apple Maps instead of Google Maps? But yeah, I guess it is what it is, right? So when you actually get, or before you get to the country that you're going to, or a place that doesn't speak your language, you need communication tools or tools that will help you out with language. So the obvious one, let's get it out the way, is Google Translate. So you can literally translate 100 other languages. So let's say, do you have Instagram? This is the simplest opener in Spanish, guys. Tienes Instagram. Instagram. Or you can type it out, bro. That's the simplest line you can use in Spanish-speaking countries, guys. Easy sauce for you guys. But there are alternatives, right? So instead of like using Google Translate if you're going out on a date, which for my experienced travelers, I would recommend against using Google Translate on a date. I would honestly put in the effort to learn the language, at least basic words, to have basic conversations with people. So with that said, I would actually recommend Duolingo. Sorry, I don't know if that was RP ears, right? If you guys are listening on headphones. But I use Duolingo from I would say like a weekly basis, man. I'm not like an avid Duolingo user. I like to listen to podcasts and or watch movies on Netflix in different languages in order to pick up some of the mannerisms, because if you're listening to or you're practicing with Duolingo, you'll learn the words, but you don't necessarily get the context of a certain word or a certain phrase, right? So if they're saying, for instance, I want bread in Spanish, like yo quiero pan, and they like have some type of like hand movements or like gesture that is used when it's actually used in real life. And if you learn that in Duolingo, you don't kind of like interpret that the right way sometimes, right? But I like to use Duolingo, and I like to pair it with watching Netflix in Spanish, watching some YouTube channels in Spanish, bro. I subscribe to those people. Like, there are some big Spanish YouTubers that I'm subscribed to that I watch. And when YouTube tries to give me like the auto dubbing where they dub it in English for me, I'm like, no, give me the real language and just give me the subtitles so I can kind of understand what's going on. So that is something great as well. And I think, yes, that's all I had on my list was Duolingo and Google Translate. And we can go to the next one, man. It's accommodation finders. So one of the biggest websites that I've been able to kind of I guess like, but not truly love, is booking.com, because they charge fees sometimes, and they give you the lower rate, and they don't tell you about the fees they charge until at checkout. So I'll see if I can get something here just to show you guys an example. I used to like booking.com for sure. It was a really good resource, but lately it's been kind of trash. Let's stay at the Fontainebleau. See, it says 408, right? And then when you get into it and you go to checkout, you go to the end. Let's do 408. Yeah, why not? Only 3 rooms left. That's straight. That's cool. So, let's see. Wait, they don't charge fees anymore. Hey, yo. They don't charge their fees. Of course, they charge the resort fees, right? Vegas is Vegas, bro. Crazy, they charge resort fees per day. But okay. Booking.com is a great resource now that they don't charge any fees. Also, good old Airbnb. Who doesn't love a good Airbnb experience, right? Especially when it's nice and luxurious. And fortunately for us guys as travelers, we go to different countries where the US dollar is extremely strong compared to the local currency out there. So we're able to afford certain experiences, certain Airbnbs that are luxurious, that we necessarily wouldn't book here in the US because it's going to be extremely expensive. I think $987 a night for a spot near Long Beach is absolutely insane. But I promise you, you can go to like a beach town in Mexico and get this for like maybe 75 to 150 a night, which is a lot more reasonable, and have a private chef come in and cook you dinner every night, and it won't even equal half that per night. But that's besides the point. But you're trying to get the best deal for your money, and the best power that you have in this particular situation is to have options and to exercise your options when you travel. And if you only stick with a singular source when you're booking accommodations, booking flights, you're not going to know that you just got taken advantage of, because you can honestly find a much better deal if you search around, right? We search around with everything else. Why not search around for your travel accommodations and your flights, right? So with Airbnb and Booking.com covered, I do have one more for my really adventurous travelers, especially the ones in Europe, right? So there is hostelworld.com. So I've actually used this in Europe, going to France, the UK, and the Netherlands. So I used Hostel World for all three countries, and for the most part, it was great. It was a great experience. I would not recommend using a hostel outside of Europe and or maybe Asia. If you're doing it in the US, Latin America, nah, bro. No. Don't you dare use a hostel in the US or in Latin America. It's not going to be a good experience 9 times out of 10. It may be a one-off here and there where this hostel in the US may be great, but I promise you it's few and far between, and it is in the minority of that group. So I would utilize Hostel World if you're going to Europe as a solo traveler, if you're looking to save on accommodations. Okay, so the next section is local experience boosters. So I like to look at Airbnb experiences. A lot of people don't know about Airbnb experiences. So when you click on here, you gotta switch it from stays to experiences, and then you can look for your destination. Let's see, let's look for LA and for 2 guests. So these tours here, or these experiences, when you compare them to like Expedia, other websites as well, they actually tend to be a little bit more affordable, and they're with actual local guides. So you're not paying like a huge conglomerate company for a tour around a big city. You're paying an actual local tour guide, someone that actually lives in the city. And 9 times out of 10, from my own experience, those experiences have been amazing and a lot more enriched than going with like a big box company when it comes to booking experiences. So you have learn to fly an airplane above LA is absolutely crazy. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so Airbnb experiences is probably the first thing I would actually search for if you're searching for something to do in the city or country that you're in. And of course, you can go and use TripAdvisor. Let me see if I can find it right here. You can use TripAdvisor. That's another one that's comparable to Expedia as well. And Yelp. everybody knows about Yelp, right? But you have to be careful, right? Because Yelp doesn't work in every single country. And typically when Yelp doesn't work, when it comes to like looking for restaurants or looking for things to do, Google Maps is kind of like my backup or my go-to. If worst case, you just ask around, you ask the locals if you can speak the local language, or if people around you can speak English, then you can ask them like, hey, what's there to do on a Friday night in London? They're gonna be like, oh, stay inside, you don't want to get chefed up. Or they give you a nightclub recommendation, right? Yeah, so I would use Airbnb experiences, TripAdvisor, and Yelp, and also Expedia as well. Just do a comparison across the board, the same experience roughly for each website, and you can compare prices, and also you can look at reviews. Okay, so the next portion of this live stream is going to be a short one. I wanted to get this information out to you guys so you guys can use this info immediately without all the fluff included in a typical YouTuber's live stream. So the last part of this here is safety and emergency tools. So when S hits the fan and you're traveling abroad, what do? Right? Especially if you're a solo traveler, like what do you do if you're by yourself in a foreign country, nobody speaks your language? What the hell do you do? So this is the first time I've ever heard of it. It's called My SOS Family. So let's look. They have like super old people. You can use it too. As a young person, you can use it. So your personal emergency SOS assistant. Help, not just for anybody. When you need help, we call people who know more than your name from a screen. Critical moment, use My SOS Family app, and we alert your trusted circle, family, friends, or coworkers by phone. No call centers, no extra apps for them. The right help from people who actually know you. So this came up in my searches here, and I'm like, what is this? Who is this for? Good website. Who is this for? It's for who matters most. My SOS Family provides you with easy to use tools and a smart service to ensure that you, your staff, or your loved ones never feel alone and are safe and secure. We are the leading personalized mobile community-driven emergency alert and response service. I had no idea this existed. So I think this only may be in the US. I couldn't imagine this working like worldwide, bro. I don't know. No, there's no way this can work worldwide, bro. Let me look at the FAQs. Which countries do you work in? The UK, the US, Canada, Australia, Spain, France, Germany, France, and India. Wait, they have France twice. Nah, bro, what is this? Spain, France, Germany, France, and India. What the heck? Okay. And of course it costs something. It's a service. But that's an option for you guys. I will also, for my iPhone users, there is the check-in feature where it's free, right? It's built into the iPhone where you can actually do check-ins with people in your trusted circle. And you can just shoot them a message saying, hey, I arrived here safely. If I don't arrive here safely by X amount of time, please reach out to me. Like this, the check-in feature. Let me see if I can actually pull it up from Apple. The check-in feature. iOS. Yeah, so the check-in feature, I've actually, when it first came out, I wanted to try it. So it says, use check-in on iPhone to let your friends know you've arrived. This is one of the benefits on why I actually keep an iPhone as my daily driver, is because of features like this. And how check-in works, you can use check-in on iPhone to automatically notify a friend that your iPhone has arrived and choose what details that they can see if you don't successfully complete your check-in. Similarly, If a friend sends you a check-in, but their iPhone hasn't arrived as expected, you can view their location, battery percentage, cell signal, and more. So this is super duper useful if you're a solo traveler, especially if you're a female, and you're traveling to a different country. You may want to use the check-in feature when you go abroad, and you want to make sure that give that peace of mind to your family and friends that you've arrived safely. At least to your Airbnb, and then you can just set up like maybe daily notifications that you're safe from your friends and family, so they don't have to worry. That's the one thing that we don't think about as frequent travelers, is our loved ones making sure that we're safe, right? And this feature actually allows that to happen. So there's another app that came up that kind of leans into the safety portion of when you travel. It's called Travel Smart VIP. Let's explore and see what this is here. Wow, they have extremely small text here. And let's see. Wow, they do it all, bro. Hold on. I've never heard of these guys before. Travel Smart VIP members, member benefits go above and beyond, if I can read today, those of a typical travel experience. Starting from the moment you reserve through the specialized Travel Smart reservation centers, receive undivided attention and service from our dedicated member service team at all club resorts, as well as exclusive VIP access to Diamond Club areas and access to an extended travel network that allows you to visit more than 100 countries worldwide. So this is like for my premium travelers out there. So this is gonna cost it sounds like it costs an arm and a leg, man. So y'all may wanna grow some extra arms and legs so you can give to this company. But it looks like they offer vacation packages, VIP treatment, exclusive destinations, the best prices in the market, a travel network, and member services. It sounds like a concierge, like low key. And they do have some of the properties listed here. Hideaway, Planet Hollywood, Starfish Resorts, Grand Lido, Negril, so Jamaica for sure. Okay, so they do operate in different countries here. So I mean, if you're like a luxury traveler and you just want to pay somebody to plan out your entire trip, you may want to look into Travel Smart. This may be a good way to go too. And with their curated experiences, I couldn't imagine there being like any type of safety risks involved with any of their activities. So if you book with them, you honestly don't have to really worry much about safety, because everything's going to be pretty much inclusive, and they make sure that everything is taken care of for you. Like, this is kind of like ideal. This is like having a partner on the trip that plans everything. You just show up and you go on the trip. But I think that's it, man. I think I covered everything I needed to cover on this live stream for you guys. So I'm hoping that you guys were able to learn at least one new thing, or at least one new app that you can try out to travel and see if that benefits you in any type of way. And if it did, let me know. Also, share this with a friend or family member that may not know about this stuff, that may not be prepared to travel in 2025, because a lot of people are either traveling or relocating out of the country due to whatever reasons, at least here in the US. But when you do this, you want to make sure that you have these apps on your phone and you're ready to go before you leave for the airport. My name is Jay, and if this is your first time hearing my voice or watching any of my content, first of all, welcome to the channel. I mainly focus on travel vlogs and live streams about how to inform you guys as a traveler and assist you in making your travel experience as smooth as possible. So if you could just like and subscribe from this video, it'll be very much appreciated. And that's going to be it for me, guys. I really hope that you guys have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll see you on Tuesday. And I'm going to try my best to get this next vlog edited today and get it posted on Monday for you guys. So it'll be a nice little treat. But I appreciate you guys tuning in once again. My name is Jay. You've been tripping with Jay.